Hello. Today we will discuss about the continuous beam. How do we analyze in the stack? So for that for example, I am considering a continuous beam, two-span continuous beam. A, B, C are the supports. A support is fixed. Um, B, C are simply supported. And in the AB span, there is one load I have considered, that is 20 kilonewton. It is a point load and it is not acting at the center. It is from A at a 4 meter distance, it is acting. Coming to the BC span, there is an UDL is there, but it is acting partially in the 3 meters. In the central portion of 3 meters, it is acting. The magnitude is 10 kilonewton per meter. And AB and BC both are having a different cross section. In between A and B, the whatever the length is there, 6 meters. So the cross section is 0.3 meters by 0.45. In the BC, 5 meters, 0.3 by 0.3. So two different sections we have considered. So now get started with the stat. So I'm uh, a new file. It's a space frame, and I have given this is continuous beam, and this is in the same stat exercise. Okay, and the length units are meters, force units are kilometer. Next, add beam, finish. So as I have mentioned earlier, I will start with a single node, then I will develop the total model. So for that, in the snap node beam, this one, sometimes what happens, when we have started, suddenly this may be closed. Okay, so we will get a blank one, and we should not panic where we have to again get back to the previous menu. So even instead of going back to the snap node beam option, so directly we can create a node from this geometry beam. Here I will give 0, y0 and z0, so directly a node will be created here. So from here on I will develop the total continuous beam. uh, so first I will select the node here. So this node is selected, then I go back to the translation repeat, and just I will check the beam. So let us say that node is starting from A and the B point is there at 6 meters. So from in the X direction, this is 6 meters. That is 6 meters. And here you can add one more step also, because in the same direction after 6 meters, so from B to C there is a 5 meters is there. Okay, so that I can increase the step here, and the second one is it is 5 meters, then I'll press OK. So you can check here. So now in the front view there are 3 nodes are there. So the first one is 6 meters, and from the second to the third is 5 meters. If you want to know what measurement of this one, simply there is one option we have, that is displayed node to node distance. Click on this, click on the first one, and click on the second one, 6 meters. Click on the second one and the third one, 5 meters. So whatever I have taken is right. So now if you want to disappear these 6 and 5, so simply you press remove all the node to node displacement or distance display. Okay, now between these two you have to add the member. So click on this add beam, click on the first node, and again click on the second. Now click on the second node and to the third. So sometimes some students, what they do is they click on the first one and the third one, so that entire beam becomes one unit. So you cannot, that cannot be considered as two beams. Okay, but actually the continuous beam is, it's a two span continuous beam. So A to B one span and B to C another span, so that A to B you have to create one beam and B to C another beam. Okay, and then after that you go to the general. So in the general, in the property, you have to define the cross sections. So there are two cross sections are there, they are rectangular. So the first cross section is 0.3 by 0.45. The second cross section is 0.3 by 0.3. So in the first cross section, this is 0.45, depth is 0.45, width is 0.3, and click add. And the second cross section is 0.3 and 0.3, add. Okay, so the two cross sections are already created, and the material default concrete will be there. Then you press close. Then and here I am not able to see where the nodes are there. Okay, so that for that, what you can do is you go to the symbols and labels, and there is one option, node points are there in the nodes. Click on this, press apply. Okay. Okay, so you can see the nodes, so you can distinguish what is the first beam and the second beam. So the first beam AB is 0.3 by 0.45. Click on this section and then assign to the first beam. So R1, the reference one, is the first beam, assigned, the section is assigned. Click on to the second one. Again, the cursor, it's already it's there assigning, so click assign. So the second one is the R2. So the definition of the cross section and assigning is completed. Go to support now, and in the support there are two different types of supports we have here. A is fixed, B and C both are simply supported. So the two supports I have to define. So create fixed support, add. Again you create pinned support, add. Okay, forget about the no support condition. So first the support 2, you can see the symbol, this is the fixed symbol, and the support 3 is the simply supported symbol. Now I have to assign this. Click on this assign, and for the fixed one is the first one, and this one S3, the simply supported, I'm assigning to the B support and C support. Now supports are assigned. Go to the load definition. In the load definition, again I am creating the two load cases, dead load and live load. First, add the load case. It is dead load. What the type of the load case is dead, add. The second load case is live load. Type of the load case is live, add, close. Now in the dead load case, so the self weight automatically it has to calculate. So that click on to the dead load, press add, then self weight y direction -1, press add, close. Then the self weight I have to assign. If you click on this assign to view, whatever the members are there in the view, that members will be assigned. So the load will be assigned to that member. Now these are assigned. Now go to the live load case. In the live load case, I have to have one concentrated load in the AB and one concentrated uniform force in the BC. So first I will check what is the AB, the concentrated force. So go to the live load, press add, and the member load is this, and it is concentrated force. This value is 20, that is the downward, so that I have to have -20. But at what distance it is acting? And if I go back and check here in the problem, so from A it is 4 meters. Okay, so that the D1 distance whatever is there, that I have to give 4. And the D2 is in the width direction. If any eccentricity is there, you can mention the D2. But in our case, the load is acting in the longitudinally, whatever the center is there in the longitudinal direction, there it is acting, and you need not to give any value for D2 and press add. Okay, then the just we will go back and assign and check. So now this load has to be assigned only to this beam. So that first you press on the load, press on that load and press on that beam and click assign to the selected beam. Say assign, press S. You can see here it is reasonably, it is okay. So the from A to this load is 4 meters and this load is 2 meters. Then the another one more load is there on BC. So that again I am giving in the live load case only, load case LL, press add member load, and it is uniform force, and the value of that UDL is 10 kilonewton per meter, and it is acting 1 meter from the B, and also in the 3 meters distance it is acting. So that this value is minus 10, and this distance is 1 meter as far as the distance concerned, and from here to up to what distance. Okay, if I go back and check here, from B the end point is 4 meters, the starting point is 1 meter, the starting point is 1 meter, ending point is 4 meters, and it is acting in the global y direction. Press add, close. Now I have to assign, press on the load which you have to assign, press the member where you are going to assign, and assign to the selected beam, assign, press yes. You can see here, so it is from B at 1 meter distance it is started, up to 4 meters it is created. Okay, so this is how the loads have to be assigned. Then there is another load case I am assigning, that is the combination. That combination is dead load plus live load, and the factor is 1.5. Select dead load, select live load, press add, close. Now all load cases are generated, type of loads, and to the corresponding members the assigned. Then go to the analysis and click on the all, press add, close. You can see the perform analysis print all command is given. Then go to analyze, run analysis, save. Done. Okay, now you go to the post processing and select OK. Then go to the beam. You can see the bending moment in the Z direction for the live load and also the dead load. If I want to increase the scale of this, go to the scale and the bending Z direction, just you decrease this value and press apply. You can see the bending moment direction. So since the dead load is completely acting like a UDL, so parabolic shape you will get. And in the live load you can see here, the first one is there is a point load, so that a linear variation you can see. In the second beam there is a UDL is there, so that the parabolic you can see from here to here. Okay, so this is how the bending moment diagrams you can check here. Okay, so this is the combined bending moment diagram for dead load plus live load. Here it will act like a principle of superposition. So whatever the at each and every section in the length direction, wherever you consider a section, at that section what is the dead load moment, what is the live load moment, dead load moment plus live load moment into 1.5. So there is it works on the principle of superposition. Then similarly, if you want to have the shear force, then unselect this, select the shear force, and you can check this. So live load, and I increase the scale, you can see here. So live load, dead load, live load, and dead load plus live load. Okay, so this is how the shear force and bending moment diagrams you can check. If you want to see the what is the different points, what is the result, then go to the view scale, beam results, maximum bending, maximum shear, annotate. Okay, you can see here the maximum values. Even end values, if you want, you can check the same option, beam results, ends also I want, then annotate. Okay, close. And if you want to see only particular member, so just you double click this one, you can see the what are the properties of that beam AB, and these are geometrical properties. These are the properties, what is the area, moment of inertia, and all the program calculated one, and what is the load you have given, what is the shear force and bending moment for that beam only. So at a different location you can check the value also. So you can check what is the at 2.748 distance Fi value is this, Mz value is this for this load case. So for example, if I want to have the dead load plus live load combination, so you can have the dead load plus live load combination, bending Z and also the shear value. Okay, so this is how you can check for a particular beam also.